What's up guys, I'm EJ of OPENPINOY and today we are going to talk about the history of Windows OS and the difference of home and professional. But before we start, please subscribe on our channel and hit the notification bell and be updated to our next content. So without further ado, let's go! Microsoft introduced the first operating system, Windows 1, on November 20, 1985. It was designed using graphical user interface and built on top of MS-DOS as a shell program known as MS-DOS Executive, and opened up all sorts of potential for the platform. It introduced the mouse as an interface device and launched classic Windows programs like Calculator, Paint, and Notepad. Windows 2 was launched on 1987. Unlike its predecessor, Windows 2 allows the user to overlap and resize application windows. It has also introduced desktop icons, keyboard shortcut, and the terminology minimize and maximize, as opposed to iconize and zoom, which was used in Windows 1. Windows 2 is the last version of Windows that ran on floppy disk. Windows 3 is the third major release of Microsoft Windows, launched in 1990. It features a new graphical user interface where applications are represented as clickable icons, as opposed to the list of file names seen in its predecessors. Windows 3 introduced the ability to run MS-DOS programs in Windows, which brought multitasking to legacy programs and supported 256 colors, bringing a more modern, colorful look to the interface. Windows 95 was launched on 1995. This version of Windows introduced the first ever start menu and the taskbar. Microsoft Windows included a comprehensive method of enumerating hardware at boot time and allocating resources, which was called the plug and play. There were also major changes made at lower levels of the operating system, such as moving from a mainly 16-bit architecture to a multitask 32-bit architecture. 3 years later, Windows 98 was launched. This version supports for reading DVD and USB drives. This version has 32-bit and 16-bit edition. Microsoft produced new features with this edition such as disk cleanup, Windows Update, multi-monitor support, and internet sharing, and etc. Windows 2000 was designed with an intention to replace all the previous version on all business desktops because of this edition was business-oriented operating system. This version was released on February 2000. 4 Windows version came with this edition named as Professional, Server, Advanced Server, and Data Center Server. This edition of Windows was launched last 2001. This is one of the best-selling products in Microsoft history. This was built by using Windows NT kernel, which was intended specifically for mainstream consumer use. Also, it was the first edition of Windows not to be based on MS-DOS. There were 2 main editions of Windows XP named as Professional and Home. Windows XP had both 32-bit and 64-bit versions. Also, Microsoft introduced built-in CD burning facility in this edition. Windows XP came with new visual appearance with an increased use of alpha compositing effects, drop shadows, and visual styles. Windows XP stayed the course for close to 6 years before being replaced by Windows VISTA in January 2007. VISTA updated the look and feel of Windows with more focus on transparent elements, search, and security. Windows VISTA introduced an updated graphical user interface and visual style dubbed Aero, a new search component called Windows Search, and new multimedia tools such as Windows DVD Maker. Windows VISTA aimed to increase the level of communication between machines on a home network using peer-to-peer technology to simplify sharing files and media between computers and devices. Windows 7 was released October 2009 as the successor to Windows Vista. Windows 7 is built on the Windows Vista kernel and was intended to be an update to the Vista OS. Some of the new features of Windows 7 are advanced in touch and handwriting recognition, support for virtual hard disk, improved performance on multi-core processors, improved boot performance, direct access, and kernel improvements. Windows 8 was released last 2012. Windows 8 succeeds the previous Windows 7 operating system and represents the most modern upgrade of the Windows operating system in recent decades. Windows 8 offers many new features and represents a more substantial change than some former Windows versions, but many users found the changes to the user interface confusing and difficult to navigate. Additionally, the removal of the traditional start menu caused confusion and frustration for many users. Windows 10 was released last 2015, and it came with lots of new features such as support for universal apps, an expansion of Metro-style apps, improved multitasking, and the voice-controlled digital assistant Cortana. Microsoft bringing back the Start menu and more balance to traditional desktop computer users. They also introduced Microsoft Edge web browser through Windows 10. It is faster than their previous Internet Explorer web browser. There are several editions of Windows 10 and 2 of them are Home and Professional. Home Edition is aimed at home users, while Pro is aimed at power users and small businesses. So talking about Home and Professional Edition, what are the differences? The main difference between Home and Pro is the security of the operating system. Windows Pro is a safer choice when it comes to protecting your PC and securing your information. In addition, you can choose to connect the Windows Pro to a domain. This is not possible with a Windows Home device. Windows Pro offers useful functions like remote desktop. With this function, you can remotely connect to another PC at the office. Compared to Windows 10 Pro, Windows 10 Home lacks BitLocker disk encryption, remote desktop support, group policy management, and a few other advanced security and business tools. Unless you have a use for those features, the more affordable Windows 10 Home is all you need. Now, if you are asking which edition of Windows is best for you, Windows 10 Home Edition will suffice, especially if you use your PC for gaming. There is no benefit to stepping up to Pro Edition. Windows 11 is the latest major release of Microsoft Windows NT operating system, released on October 5, 2021. It was a free upgrade to its predecessor, Windows 10, and is available for any Windows 10 devices that meet the new Windows 11 system requirements. If you want to know what are the new system requirements of Windows 11, you can check the link on the description below. Windows 11 features a new user interface with a redesigned start menu and taskbar, improved touch controls, enhanced security features, and integrated widgets for quick access to information. It also has improved virtual desktops, gaming performance, and multitasking capabilities. As of July 2023, Windows 11 at 24% worldwide is the second most popular Windows version in use, with its predecessor Windows 10 at 3 times the market share. Across all platforms, Windows 11 runs on 6.4% of personal computing devices. And that's it for today's video, guys, and I hope you learned something. And please give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you will be updated. See ya!